Welcome, Zervita family and friends. Happy International Happiness Day. We are so excited to activate this evening the happiest, healthiest you, because we all know that happiness begins with zeal. So we're going to have some fun tonight. I actually have my Wildberry Classic shirt on. Obviously, I love all the flavors of Zeal, but Wildberry Classic is my all-time favorite. So me personally, I've been on the product for, gosh, over 10 years now, and I can tell you that I wouldn't go a single day without putting Zeal in my body. So I am so excited for you guys to learn tonight, and I get the honor and privilege of introducing our host this evening. I have tremendous respect for her. She consistently demonstrates a commitment to innovation, which fosters our ability to have the very best products on the planet. So without further ado, please welcome our Senior Vice President of Strategy, Revenue Growth, and Marketing, Edenith Vega.
Hello, everybody. We're here. Hi, Shauna. Hi, everybody. Very excited. The chat is coming. Hold on one second. They're working on that right now. But welcome to our Happiness Day kickoff. I could not be more excited for this day. We've been planning for this for a long, long time, and we have quite the setup of special guests and friends of Zervita that we have lined up for you. And so I'm going to get and dive right in so that you have that. First of all, with us, we have our Zervita Crown Ambassador, none other than Mr. Brad Murray. And so, Brad, welcome to our Zoom and to our round table. There you are. This is all pretty fun. There's our chat blowing up. Love it. Love that energy, that Zervita energy. We're all fired up. Now, you guys, it's always very exciting to have our Zervita family together. And so we had to kick off with none other than our Crown Ambassador. So welcome, Brad. Thanks for making some time for us. I want to go ahead and introduce another one of our guests, which is our chairman of the board of the Scientific Advisory Board, Dr. Scott Van Leeuw, is in the house with us again. He's one of the pretty happiest fellows I know. And so thank you, Scott, for making some time out of your super busy agenda as well to be with us today. Welcome to the Happy Day call.
Glad to be here, and guilty as charged.
Nice. And you guys, special treat, one of our best friends of Zervita, Chef Maria, is in the house, and I'm so excited to have her on with us. Hi, Maria. You're muted.
Well, you can't hear me when I'm muted, can you?
Yeah, no, well, we can hear you. We can hear you really good now. You guys,
Okay.
we're together. We have to attempt to do some sort of high five or something. We're on there. Technology is pretty amazing, but thank you all for making some time for our Zervita family tonight. We have some amazing content to work through. I'm hoping that you have pen and paper. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be amazed, and you're going to be fired up and ready to take on this 21-day challenge that started today. And so if you were invited and you're like, I don't know what this challenge is about, but I was invited to hear about it tonight, you're going to learn all about it tonight and a little bit more. If you took the challenge on day one, you are going to be ready to go more than ever and really be fired up for it. So first, I want to kick off by asking, we're celebrating International Happiness Day. And so I want to ask each of our guests, what is happiness to you? And so, Brad, I'm going to put you on the spot and start with you. What is happiness to you? How do you define happiness?
Yeah, that's quite a question, Edna. Thank you. I guess I would define happiness as if we could all sit down, my family sits down at the table, and I can look across the table and see 4 smiling faces a healthy, happy family, I guess to me would define happiness.
Mm.
I love it. I love it. And I concur. Family, healthy, happy. Those are three things that are really, really big and important to us, for sure. Thank you, Brad. Dr. Van Loo, what about for you? What is happiness to you?
Wow, and you said I had one line to say it, so I got this. Happiness to me is just making much of the numerous mercies I have and little of the hardships. I think gratitude goes a long way to happiness.
Love it. And that's so true. It's hand in hand for sure. Chef Maria, so excited to have you on. What is happiness to you?
Boy, you know, I really thought about this, Edith, and what I would say, because it's so many things, but I really think that happiness is knowing that I'm loved, and because of that, I can give love. And that's something that we can be joyful for every single day, no matter what our circumstances.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to depend on anything.
Oof, good. That's true, Stacy. That's a really good one. Okay, you guys. Well, that's just a warm up of what is ahead in this evening. But I want to go ahead and we'll come back to Dr. Van Loo and to Brad in a little bit. But I want to go ahead and zone in with you, Maria, and let's dive in deeper, a little bit deeper on happiness. And you touched on being loved and loving, and that starts with loving yourself to be able to love others, right? And you are big on how important self-love, self-respect, really, and loving yourself even starts with what you put in your body. So, I mean, we got to take it from the chef. And what's that connection between, we know we talk about food and choices and mood. And so what can you tell us a little bit more about that connection and in that as well for you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what you put in your body is what you become. And I know I just got my brain health coaching certification to add to, my understanding of this amazing miracle of a body that we get to walk in every day. And so what we put on the end of our fork or in our cup, or whatever we consume, and that includes information, becomes us. So if we're feeding on junk, quite literally and figuratively, it's kind of like, we consume what we put out. So it's just so incredibly important, maybe more important than anything else, that we get our lifestyle habits down. And that's food, it's hydration, it's supplements, it's information, it's the people that we surround ourselves with. And that's truly the formula, or the recipe, I guess you could say, of a happy life.
That was okay. My best nugget, my biggest nugget to take from that is we are what we consume, right? But in that, I want to touch on the point on the information we consume. And I want to touch on that because that has a lot to do with the negativity or our mindset and how we set our mind. You talked about, all the certification you've done with learning more about the brain. But when we look at that information in terms of that connection between food and those healthy choices, what are some things that you can see that you can give us some tips on? How do we boost those pieces of what we go from there?
Yeah. It's incredible and staggering at the same time to think that, about a fourth of the population struggles with some sort of cognitive dysfunction, whether that be dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, stroke, some sort of mental disability. And by the time we reach 60, that number then doubles. So it just so much depends on what we put into our bodies. And if we're eating right, if we're feeding our brains with good omega-3s, DHA and EPA fatty acids to help boost our cognitive function, we're avoiding excess sugar, we're avoiding alcohol and excess, any sort of drug use, cigarettes, and we're exercising, we're eating to thrive, we're reducing stress, we're doing all those things, we actually increase our day-to-day happiness. And I think for a lot of people, happiness is like, well, when I buy that house, when I get to that goal, when I find my significant other, when I go on that vacation. But the truth is, happiness are the beats within the day to day. It's the everyday moments that we get to be happy in. We don't have to wait for the big thing. And all of those choices that we make kind of help us level up. If you think about a video game, we unlock a new character every time we upgrade our lifestyle. And with every upgrade, we get a new level of happiness, because you can just be content in knowing you are a walking miracle, and you were created by a creator who loves you. So it's so encouraging when you can just embrace that happiness is in your hands every single day.
I'm muted. Sorry. And I love that you touch on something that I've been reading a lot about, which has to do with how that happiness is that daily choice, right? Is finding those things that you can do every single day. So it's about that consistency. It's not about that arrival point, but it's about that journey every single day of achieving that. And so I was listening to something the other day that was this research about the blue zones and the longevity of the happiest people in the world. And there's these pockets all over that are really being able to unlock people knowing that they are living happier lives. And it's not about having more, it's about the connections. And I know you talk a lot about connection with the people, the relationships that you have in your life, whether that is with your loved ones and even with the food that you do. So, Chef Maria, what are some food choices or pieces and tips that you can give us as those recipes that we can have on our back pocket as we're doing these pieces? We're going out, we're meal shopping, we're prepping the family, we're preparing the day. Some of your recipes to success with those pieces when it comes to food and how we feed our soul with that.
Yeah, one of the most important things that we do is we focus on the essential nutrients that we need that our body does not produce every day. And that starts with essential amino acids. Essential amino acids are the building blocks of protein. We need it for basically every function in our body, from cognitive function, how well you think and make decisions, to hormone balance, to building muscle, which is your largest endocrine system. Just think about that. And especially as we age, it becomes a little bit more challenging to build muscle, but certainly not impossible. We need to really focus on these things that our body does not produce on its own. So getting enough protein every day should be our number one priority. And I always recommend that our goal be to get about a gram of protein per desired body per desired pound of body weight. So if your goal weight is 125 pounds or 150 pounds, try and shoot for that many grams. The amazing thing that happens when you prioritize protein is that you leave less room for the other things that don't serve you. The junk food, you feel much more satiated when you fuel up on protein. Another thing that I really, that's so important are essential fatty acids. Again, for the same reason, they're called essential. Our body does not produce them. So getting enough essential fatty acids to feed your brain, your brain is about 60% fat. We need fat. Fat is important. And we need those valuable omega-3s, particularly DHA and EPA, to be able to help power a mind that is cognitively on point, and also to help mitigate the risk of decline from, syndromes like dementia, Alzheimer's, and other disorders that are now plaguing us prolifically, largely because of our mindset, and our habits. So there's a lot that we can do. So focusing on those two macronutrients, protein and fat, but then importantly, getting the rainbow in. I always say, look to nature. We have so many answers in nature. If we look to a walnut looks like a brain, and it just happens to be perfect fuel for the brain. You look at a tomato. If you cut a tomato in half, you'll see 4 chambers. It looks just like a heart, and it's full of lycopene, which is exactly what the heart needs. So look to nature to find so many of the answers of what your body needs. And that's where you'll get phytonutrients, micronutrients that science hasn't even begun to discover just how many of them there are out there, but they are true healing foods. And so get that array of fresh fruits and vegetables and plant-based foods every day to round out your daily eating. And remember, food is your friend. If you have not made friends with food, today is your invitation to do that, because the more you understand the healing power of what's on your plate, the more you can go out and crush your goals. And I've seen it over and over again. And I am a living testament to that as well.
Hi, Maria. We don't have the whole night with you on all of this, but you've definitely set the stage perfectly for what comes up next. And I want to say, just in closing, with you, and thank you for stopping by a little bit with us tonight, and really inspiring us with your message. What are, so many of our consultants and customers, and it is the month of women as well. So guys, no offense, we're just gonna throw it out to the chef to give us a little bit of insight. In terms of your, you do a lot of work with women's health and pieces and customers. Tell us a little bit more of that philosophy, and what are some things that us as women, and in this day and age, we can put into practice with some of the things that you've noticed as big.
Yeah, I just, ladies, we are powerful. We have so much power in us, and we have so much that we can offer the world, but we often get tripped up in comparison. And we love to compare ourselves to others. And I just want to remind you that you're a unique masterpiece. There's no one like you. God doesn't make copies. And with that, I think tapping into your gifts, we all have them. And if we walk in our best shape, and shape is really an acronym. Shape is spirituality, it's heart, it's ability and activity, it's your psychological health, your personality, and it's your emotional health and what you give to everyone around you. So if you walk in your best shape and you tap into your special, unique gifts and wake up to that and do it over and over again, you will find a purpose in your life that gives you a different level of hope. And I think that's what we all need. I will tell you, I did not start unlocking, I think, my special character until I was in my 40s. I started my business in my 40s. I patented my first product in my 40s. I was on TV for the first time in my 40s. I wrote my first book in my 40s. And it wasn't even until my 50s that I married the love of my life. So I just want you to know that it's never too early and it's never too late. There is always hope if you just reach your hand out and grab it, and just don't compare yourself. Stay in your own beautiful, unique lane, because there's no one like you.
Thank you, Maria. I know you have a little gift for all of us, and so talk to us a little bit about your recipe book that you are brought for us to be able to download, get your phones,
Yeah.
screenshot, and as you say goodbye to our family here, tell us a little bit about your recipe book that you brought for us.
Yeah, thank you, Edith. And it's so nice to be with the Zervita family. I always love you guys so much and love what your message is and love everything about what this company stands for. So I created a little recipe download for you. It's called the Perfect 10. And it is just 10 recipes that you can make in 15 minutes or less that are all full of the essential proteins and fats and good for you ingredients that help you thrive. So you can just scan that code, no strings attached. And I promise I won't spam you because spam's not on the menu. Just scan it and you'll get your free download of that recipe booklet. And I have lots of other programs and ways to just eat to thrive and find your best shape on my website at chefmaria.com.
Thank you so much, Maria. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I'm so glad and excited that you were able to stop by with us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it only gets better. It's so good to be able to have Dr. Van Loo. I think Dr. Van Loo, she set us up really well for what we're going to talk about tonight. It's good to have you back. I know he's going to appear right here on our round table. There you are. We will attempt to do our high five. Yes. Oh, yes, we did.
Better
Oh,
check our cognitive ability here.
yeah. We took our zeal for sure. So
Absolutely.
excited to have you back. And as we kick off happiness 21-day challenge today, we talked a little bit about Chef Maria, the relationship with food, what you put in your body, what you consume, you are, and some of that. She mentioned something that you always say a lot, which is eat from the rainbow and those fruits and veggies and how important that is. But as we touch on that, I want us to go ahead and dive right in on, we have one of the most spectacular solutions to put in our body, which is our flagship product, Zeal. And so I'd love for you to spend some time on that with us and just dive right in.
Yeah. Well, Chef Mariah kind of hit it on the head. What we put into our body, be that your food, your nutrition, and your thoughts, does affect our brain. And happiness has been so romanticized in books and songs and everything else, but it is a physical manifestation of our actual health. And people will notice that. There's a feedback loop where if you're eating the right things and you're exposing yourself to the right thoughts, then your body just exudes a happiness. And I'm starting to think, I used to identify people that were in Zervita by their shaker cups, but now I just look for the smile. And if they've got a smile, they're probably in Zervita because of Zeal and what it really does for our body. And I was at work the other day. This is an example of it. And a guy was having to wait a while. So he's seen me bebop around the back. And I get to his room and he said, "Hey, I was watching you and you have a smile the whole time." And I just said, "Hey, I'm happy with what I do and have the energy to do it." And so he felt better. And then him noticing it made me feel better. So there's a synergism to good nutrition. And then that good nutrition and happiness manifests on others. And then it comes back to you as well. So what does Zeal do? And we always talk about, kind of the main products in there and energy. Your brain takes 20% of your metabolism. So you've got to have energy. Well, we've got that covered with guarana and green tea. And it's not an energy that picks you up and turns you into the kibbles and bits dog for 30 minutes and then you crash. It's a slow release form of energy that fuels your brain so that you can have this emotion of happiness and calmness. It also has stabilized rice bran, which has gamma oryzanol, and we've added more gamma oryzanol to it. Well, gamma oryzanol helps with a lot of things, but one thing it does is it helps with your insulin sensitivity. So your body is more sensitive to taking in the good foods and getting that energy into the cells, which your brain is full of. It is full of cells. So one way that Zeal does this and helps with happiness is on the energy level. But that's not just all of it. You might have heard me talk about adaptogens. Well, your adaptogens are kind of like the Top Gun Maverick afterburners. When you need that extra boost of energy, when you've got the last hour of work, well, these adaptogens give you that extra push. If you're in a state where you're just kind of cruising, well, they help you do that too. They put you in kind of like an overdrive. So your brain becomes this hybrid because of the adaptogens that we have, like ashwagandha, which is the king of all adaptogens. We have ginseng, bacopa, maca, yerba mate. So we've got all these adaptogens that go with this great energy that goes with this product. So now you've got all the energy you need. You've got adaptogens that help you overcome the trials and cruise when you need to. But we also have key vitamins, and we have vitamin A, which helps with vision, vitamin B's. We have vitamin D, which helps with neuro health. It helps with vascular health. The one that I think kind of encapsulates our company is what we did with cyanocobalamin and methylcobalamin. There's a form of vitamin B which does not cross the blood-brain barrier, cyanocobalamin. Well, guess what we have? We have methylcobalamin, which not only helps your body, but it helps your brain too. So this product is down to the smallest detail, looking at ways that we can fuel your body and your brain so that you can be at your best. We also had, you heard Chef mention essential ingredients in your food. Well, one of those for your brain is the omegas, and Zeal has omega-3, omega-6 in it. Your brain is over 70% fat. So Edith, if you were to call me a fathead, I'd say, thank you. That's a compliment. Because we need omega-3, we need omega-6. That is truly brain food. So that is in Zeal as well. And if any of these were by themselves, it would be enough. But think of the synergism that all these have. And then we have minerals, which help with making your body more efficient. This helps with memory. It helps with overall brain function. And then last but not least is the antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. And we've got moringa oleifera, acai, noni juice, there's turmeric. It's just packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. And really what we are learning is where dementia, some of these issues develop, is in inflammatory changes in the brain. And so ways we can help prevent that are in this product as well. We won't talk about Zurge, which complements this as well, but all of this goes together. And again, I think we've had this product for so long, we forget how much is really in it and what it really does. And Edith, I know the PALM study was something that we did, which is a profile of mood states. And, other than seeing a shaker bottle and a smile, one way you can kind of look at brain function and how somebody's doing is with the PALM scale. It's used by professional athletic teams to assess how their athletes are doing, because there's now a psychobiological model for performance. It's not just, the Arnold, you got to be strong, yeah. But we know that the brain has so much to do with function and performance, not only in a boardroom or at your house, taking care of children as you're learning. Whatever you're called to do, whatever that performance is, your brain has a lot to do with it. So, like you said, Mariah really kicked it off and hit the nail on the head. It's what you eat and it's what you surround yourself, and you put these things together and your function goes out the roof.
Well, I just have one word, which is wow. I got more inspired about our product in the last 7 minutes than I have in a while. Wow, you guys, like to hear from this world-renowned professional medical doctor about his professional opinion on that, but to know that as a person, this is what he takes on, what he respects, what he values, what he has worked with other pieces on with our science board to develop for us to bring to the world, right? To bless the world with this incredible product is amazing. We hear about so many of these things, Dr. Van Loo, on Instagram and on social media, and everybody and people in our family that we know are always behind the latest trend, and it's all about adaptogens now, or it's all about the vitamin B complex and the trendiest thing out there. And we have that and more. And you've shared that with us, which is incredible.
Yeah, I mentioned that I used to give about 11 different products when I was in private practice before I started working with Zervita now over a decade ago. And now it's only one product and it's all in there. So I'm able to give people something that I know works. I give it to my family. And like you heard earlier, happiness is a happy family sitting around your table. And we've got that at our house. And I attribute a lot of that to, what we surround ourselves with, but certainly our nutrition and Zeal.
Well, that's amazing. And I love that you were able to break down for us all the different elements that when we say this is an all-in-one nutrition, you can really replace, over 50 supplements with this one drink that you're taking. We say what we mean what we say. When we say that, and you broke it down in all these different categories of elements, of ingredients that all have a purpose, right? We didn't just sprinkle them in the formula and called it something. It was all specifically, strategically selected to do something. And I know that that's one of the things that you're so passionate about driving as the head of our science board is our ethos, right? Our mission in developing products is that that every single thing in there has a purpose and has a value for that. And so I love that you're able to educate us on that as we close out. And we can never have enough time with Dr. Van Loo, but there's going to be more happy hours as the weeks go by in the challenge. This is just day one for us. Dr. Van Loo, leave us with something else that we have customers on, perhaps new customers, people that have accepted the challenge. They're going to be taking their 2 Zeals a day. And so if you guys want to learn more about the science update, you can go ahead and scan this and you can download more information. Dr. Van Loo, Dr. Burney, both wrote articles for the science update for us. But Dr. Van Loo, leave us with a couple words as we embark on this amazing challenge with over 1,000 challengers have accepted and are joining us.
I would say 2 things. First is do hard things. You can do it. And there was a quote by Henry Ford that I'll leave you with, which is, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I think taking Zeal will help you find that there's a lot that you can do that you never thought would be possible.
You guys, let's hear it on the chat for our incredible Dr. Van Loo. Always so amazing to share the table now with you tonight. Thank you so much for sharing with us all this amazing information that we can take. And you guys, it's not just taking it in and being impressed with it, is taking it and sharing it, right? It's about sharing it, putting it in your body, sharing it with others, because if we love what we love, we share with others. It really makes a big, big difference. Thank you so much, Dr. Van Loo, for being with us tonight.
My pleasure.
And you guys, we have to bring it home with none other than our Crown Ambassador, Mr. Brad Murray. Brad, thank you for joining us on this happiness thing, as we called it earlier. It's always so fun to have an opportunity to talk to you, and let us know from your perspective. And I know he's making his way over here. He's coming. There he is. There you are.
Okay.
There you are. You want to try? Should we try to high five? Oh, we did it. You see, you guys, you're gonna laugh with us. You're gonna be inspired. You're gonna be, we've inspired you. We've equipped you. We've got some really good nuggets. Now we're gonna fire you up even more with Mr. Brad Murray. So, Brad, the mic is yours, and I'd love for you to share your story. You have been on Zeal since the beginning, our first distributor. You've shared this amazing product with thousands of people over the last 12 years. I'm sure you've sold millions of servings of Zeal and really zealed up tons of people. And so we'd love for you to share your word, your why, and inspire us and get us fired up to go. The
Yeah,
mic is yours.
first person, to get on Zeal. I'll never forget the event when we introduced it. And yeah, there's a lot of history there. There's like 13 years of stories of people on Zeal. And on Monday nights we have a builder Zoom. And last Monday, Holly and her family, Yaunt, have had a lot of success taking this challenge and successfully getting a lot of customers with it. And I'm going to share that with you here tonight. So for existing consultants, and by the way, before I even get into that, I just got to thank Shauna and Edith and Chef Maria from Southern California. And thank you for your gift tonight, Chef Maria, the perfect 10. That's going to be a great resource for all of us. And of course, Dr. Van Loo. I could listen to the whole cast of characters tonight for hours on a podcast. That'd be fantastic. But the reason we do this, the reason we're here tonight, is for the field. We're a faith-based, purpose-driven group in Zervita. We all feel like we've been called here to be here because we want to help people with their health, help them go into business and generate extra income, more provision for their families. And so thank you, Zervita, for putting this on tonight, because every time we can get together and hear this information, we get our belief system goes up. I mean, what it does for us. And, salespeople or consultants, we're emotional creatures. And, we get told no a lot. And so to get ourselves in front of information like this tonight just gets us more and more jacked up to go out and talk to people. And you know what the truth is? What came of Holly's thing last Monday night is that Zeal is actually clinically proven to produce happiness. And so I thought about that. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got this product that's clinically proven to produce happiness. So I started to start a happiness campaign. And what I mean by that is is just in conversation, just on, yeah, I'm on a, how's it going? What's up? Blah, blah, blah. Right now, I'm on this happiness kick, is what it is. I'm on this happiness kick. They're like, well, what's up with that? I'm saying, well, I'm really kind of cheating because all I got to do is take this product that's clinically proven to produce happiness. So I just take the stuff and I'm happy all the time. It's clinically proven to produce happiness. And so as existing consultants, number one, we all love Zeal, and we all know how much we like to save money. And by the way, this challenge, this pack, the challenge pack, is a better buy. It's less expensive. You can get more Zeal for the dollar. And so everybody needs to get the challenge pack because, number one, we got 5 days left to get it. And it's a great price. It's the best price we can ever get on Zeal, number one. Okay. So that's the first thing. And then secondly is what I call the happiness campaign. We have 5 days left to get out there, massively get out there and start telling people about how you're on a happiness kick. And that, I mean, has anybody ever approached you about being happy? That was a great theme tonight. I mean, I didn't see it all come together here until towards the end, where we kicked it off with talking about, what does happiness mean to you? Then you get Chef Mariah talking about all her stuff, and Van Loo talking about all this stuff and how Zeal. And then we have this 21-day happiness challenge. I mean, that is probably the coolest, funnest campaign. I've been here the first day of Zervita. I was the first one in the company. I don't remember a campaign with more fun, more potential to reach more people, to help more people in our company history than this happiness challenge. So, I'm thankful for all of us that are here tonight, but we got a lot of work to do. We got like 5 days to be able to really for people to go out and buy the challenge pack. So here's a little example. It's one thing to just tell people about Zeal and they buy a can of it. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Or over the next 5 days, instead of buying a can, they can buy the challenge pack, which, by the way, you're going to make more commission on. Okay. So you can sell a can or you can sell a challenge pack. There's more commission on the challenge pack. There's more product. And the kicker is they get connected and plugged in to a group, to a community. And now when they're within that group and that community, guess what they hear? They hear stories and testimonies. It puts them into a group and a community. So their belief system gets built up. They see our culture. They're like part of Zervita. So would you rather sell a can and somebody's just on the outside and never sees anything about our culture, or the challenge pack where you make more money, make more commish, and they're connected, they're emailed, and now they're part of a group. And so what's going to come of that. The retention is going to be fantastic. And the odds of them wanting to tell other people is going to be way greater because of their experience that they're having as a part of the group. So anyway, I just think it's fantastic. I think it's the coolest marketing campaign, the easiest thing to talk about. But we got 5 days to really get out there and get people on these packs so that we can get them into the challenge to where they become a part of the community. And what happens when people become a part of our community? They love it. They get filled. They like to stay a part of it. They're going to get great product results. They're going to tell other people. So thank you, Zervita, for coming up with this thing. It takes some of these Zooms and webinars to hear the stories before a lot of times that just clicks. We might see a promotion come out, but until we can talk about it like this, it really doesn't always click. So again, it started with Holly on Monday night. I mean, it had already clicked with her, clinically proven to produce happiness. And she started going crazy with a happiness campaign. And they started to sell a bunch of these challenge packs. And I'm like, how are you doing that? Well, it's all based on the happiness conversation. So now we can all embrace that. We can all go out and help as many people as we possible can, because that is why we are here anyways, to help people. So Shauna, thanks for much for having me. It's a privilege, an honor to be a part of the team, to be a part of the campaign. And, you know, we all working together can make a real difference on this thing. And I guess not everybody got the memo tonight about the wild berry flavor shirt. You know, I don't know what was up with that. Van Loo.
We think alike, Brad. We think alike. Well, thank you so much, Brad, for being on tonight. Thank you so much to all of our speakers for being on tonight. And like he said, we want to invite each and every single one of you to join us on this journey. So many of you have already gotten your pack, but if you have already gotten your pack and you are an existing consultant, we want to challenge you and we want to encourage you to bring a friend with you on this journey. So it's very simple. There's 3 easy steps. The first thing you're going to do is choose your weapon of joy. And as you can see, Brad and I would choose Wild Berry Classic. So we have all kinds of different flavors that you can choose from. We've got Wild Berry Classic, Mango, Tropic Dream, Bold Grape. They are all delicious. Then you are going to purchase your pack. Now that pack is going to include 60 servings. So you are going to be able to take 2 servings for the next 30 days. It also is going to come with an exclusive special edition water bottle. We all love swag. And then we are going to invite you to join our tribe. You are going to get an invitation to join our Facebook group. And then number 3, you are going to commit to your happiness, which means you are going to drink 2 Zeals a day and indulge in a mood boosting activity of your choice. So we want all of you guys to join us so together we can inspire and support each other, because like you have heard all night, happiness truly does begin with zeal. So with that, we are going to end the Zoom and everybody can say good night. God bless.